Is Jake Lucas of Your Hum Daddies, and this is Thursday Night Live featuring Zakariah. And once again, no Zakariah to be found to start things off. We're also supposed to have a nice appearance from Artavon Davron, who was on here last week, friend of the pod, that is struggling to find the link. But hey, that's what Thursday nights are. It's basically the weekend, so our friends are going to be in weekend mode. And hopefully they get here soon. If not, let's discuss what's going on right now. So we just finished watching the Seahawks barely escape Arizona with a W. I am neither a Seahawks fan or a Cardinals fan, but I have the Cardinals in fantasy football. I made the mistake of drafting Kyler Murray, Trey McBride, and Marvin Harrison Jr. Now, I am a big Trey McBride fan, and that's kind of what I convinced myself, I guess, to draft Cardinals. Turned out to be somewhat of a mistake. They at the last minute tonight in the fourth quarter, Kyler finally poured it on and made my fantasy week worthwhile to a point. But Trey had a slow game. Marvin got some big action at the end, caught a touchdown, and I saved face there on that front. But it's good to see the NFC West beat up on each other because I am obviously a 49ers fan. I believe in their potential. All these injuries are crazy, but it looks like the rest of the NFC West isn't really I mean, they already beat the Cards and the Seahawks. So no, things are looking up, even though we're the most injured team in the NFL right now. And also, the Hum Daddies will be at Levi's on Sunday for the game against the Jaguars. It's called the Jagoff Bus. It'll be myself, Joe Starkey, and David Greenstein, as well as a few other buddies of ours, making our way from Amtrak down to the Great American Parkway and getting off to watch us some 49ers football. And we don't even know who the quarterback's going to be. Will it be, I guess, pretty practiced all week, but Mac's injured now, and they say Pearsall's injured. I don't know what the hell is going on. Okay, give me 1 second here while I multitask. Okay, it looks like we're getting someone here. Oh my God, there he is, Zakariah. The show is named after you. Always a timely entrance, my friend.
Billy, forward me the link.
You gotta just look up David. Look up David
Okay.
Greenstein in your mail.
On the line. And we're professionals always here on Thursday nights. And that's what's going on here. So we have Suns fan Zachariah. Zach, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. How does it's not recognizing my mic.
You're coming in with volume here. I mean, we can test 1, 2, 3. Okay. We're live.
No, yeah, it's all good. I mean, as long as I sound all right, I think it's using my laptop.
Your computer mic is fine.
And not my. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What's cracking? What's popping? Art's calling me, telling me I need to forward him David's email.
Yeah, I sent the guy like 4 links, so don't know really what's going on. If you can forward him the link you used, I don't know. It seems like he doesn't know how to use his email, and that's a problem here on Thursday nights. But
yeah, we got to tighten this ship up, but it's all good. What's cracking, man? That was a terrible game. First of all, free money. If you didn't bet the Seahawks in what was essentially a pick'em game, you're out of your freaking mind. Now the game ended up being close coming down the stretch, but for the large part of that game, the Seahawks dominated the Cardinals. Kyler Murray should have stuck to baseball and played where the A's drafted him, I believe, with the 4th overall pick in the draft in the first round. He should have played baseball. He stinks. Marvin Harrison Jr. drops the ball like nobody's business, as you said in our text thread. He ain't his daddy, and but
he's not his daddy.
Late. Anyways, it was a lot closer. If somebody didn't watch the game and they just looked at the box score, they're gonna think that game was a lot closer. But Seattle dominated that game. Other than that, I mean, I guess you have rooting interest because it was an NFC West showdown, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? I as far as fantasy goes for me, I said it earlier. You know, I'm not rooting for the Cardinals, but I'd like just a little action out of Marvin Harrison Jr. and Trey McBride and Kyler, and they save face for me there at the end a little bit in the fourth quarter. You know, two
You have
touchdowns
all three of those guys?
Fantasy. I have all three. I don't think I'm going to start all three anymore, man. It doesn't look great. Yeah. But for some reason, I wanted to ride the Cards because I heard Kirk Morrison in an interview, the ex-Raider, said he really liked the Cardinals this year, and I just thought sometimes I just go for hunches and feelings and like random bits of sound I hear. You know, I draft on vibes, and I had a good vibe from him about the Cards.
Yeah.
Hasn't really worked out the way I wanted it to.
No, I hear you. I mean, look, I be hearing, I'm not going to lie. I do the same thing. If I hear some random thing that I kind of just latch onto, it'll stick in my brain, and then I'll just go back. And then like you, I will hold that again. Like you probably will never listen to that Kirk guy ever again.
No. No, but you think it might be like a
all right, this might be bad for the show. I'm sorry, but I'm just going to answer this live on air. Artie, yes, I forwarded you to your adavron@gmail. Well, that's the one that I just click on the thing on the left where it says join the lobby.
I mean, we're not that old. We're in our early 40s. We should be able to know how to use email addresses.
David sent the YouTube link. But the U2 link, that you're doing on Friday. He sent that link, but I clicked on the thing on the left anyway to join Riverside, so he should be able to figure it out. He'll probably be joining us here shortly.
Okay.
Anywho,
I mean, I could give it one more try, but yeah, this is some funny stuff. So, I mean, do you have anything else you want to say about the NFC West, or what are your feelings on the division after the Niners beat both of those teams? Do you think we have a nice pathway to the division championship?
Your good buddy Gabe Mello sent me that the Seahawks were plus like something crazy, like 700, like plus 780 or something to win the division. I walk away from that game. Like, say again.
Before this game?
Yeah, before this game.
Okay.
They were like plus 780, like $10 get you $78 or whatever. Anyways, I was a little surprised that they were that far below the Rams and the Niners. If we're gonna, because I assume we're gonna transition this into some Niner talk, because that game again was a bit of a snoozer. The only thing that interests me was that the Seahawks minus 1.5 was an absolute joke. It was basically a pick 'em. But if I'm a Niner fan, there's Art. If I'm a Niner fan and I watch that game, Jake, I'm thinking to myself, it's really between you and the Rams. The Seahawks didn't overly impress me, while I did think that they were going to win that game handedly, and they should have won it by more than they did. I walk away from that game not being worried about the Cardinals, even though they gave you all that you could handle last week. So maybe that would hurt my confidence a little bit as a Niners fan. I'm certainly not overly impressed with Seattle, who you already beat on the road. And so I'm looking at that game going, okay, if I'm trying to win the division and I'm a Niners fan, it's going to come down to us and Matthew Stafford and the Rams.
Yeah. Artie, welcome. This is Artavon Davron, new to email. How's it going, bud?
New to email is Mr. Jake Lucas. Once we got Zakariah to send an email properly, we got right on. But Jake Lucas's links failed at 2 p.m., at 8 p.m., at 8:30 p.m. And so we got Zakariah to send them. And he's sending them from Mars, and I got them. I mean, look, did we get Zach from Mars tonight?
What does that mean, from Mars? What does that even mean, from Mars? You mean the Berkeley Hills?
You look like you're doing the moon landing your video connection here.
Yeah, you look like you like
the internet's bad again.
Yeah, of course. That's your look now on our podcast.
Man,
real fuzzy.
Because I even moved my cube downstairs to my room, and still no better.
Well, give Xfinity a holler, or AT&T, or whoever the hell it is, Sonic. Who knows?
Yeah.
But we can all see that Suns hat. I mean, that's nice. We can get into that. Artie, do you have any thoughts on what just happened on Thursday Night Football, or would you rather move into some hoops and some Niners? And
I mean, I have some thoughts, actually.
Okay, let's hear it.
That game. You guys might have already gone over them, so shut me up if you have.
No, go for it.
I mean, going into the game and watching a little, I'm not going to pretend and sit here like Darnold wowed me, but I will say that, like, I mean, not like this is a hot take or anything, but early season theme for me watching the Seattle Seahawks and Mac Jones is like, did you really want to pay Purdy big money when you could just have these two guys operating an offense quite well and pay the money elsewhere? Because it really seems like Purdy is just a very good that, you know, he can operate. Anyway, so I've just been felt that a lot watching this game, even without Darnold like dealing, you know, he just feels good. And Purdy does a little more than them, I think. But anyway, I just can't help but been feeling that as I've been watching football recently. And then, man, Maserati Marv, man, what a day for him. Just to watch his struggle last week and then to watch that pick. I had my family over today, so I wasn't watching intensely, but I was watching a lot of the game. And that pick, when he bobbles it, gets hit. But then to watch him come back, make that back shoulder grab, then another big grab on the sidelines. I don't know. I felt good for him. You could tell after he caught that touchdown, I don't know if y'all talked about it, you could get a real sense of relief. Like he was almost like, God, thank the gods that I caught that and have some semblance of my career coming back, because he was on serious tilt, and I'm sure he still is on a little tilt after, you know, what's been going on with him.
I mean, I felt a sense of relief. I have him in fantasy, as I was talking about. I have him and Kyler. Put my whole season on the Cardinals, basically. I don't know why. I talked to Zach about it. I listened to a Kirk Morrison interview, and he was talking about how the Cards are going to win the division. I don't want them to win the division. I just thought those guys might have that trio of dudes, Kyler, Trey, and Marv, would have solid years. But it hasn't started out great. But I needed that touchdown, and the 2 touchdowns by Kyler in the fourth quarter, man. Big for me, big for the Cards, just to get a little confidence, even though they lost. That comeback was, you know, pretty impressive after they looked like dog shit most of the game.
Yeah. So chocolate bar was in your ear all draft. I think it was that.
That's right.
But and then the last take that I'm sure you guys went over was what a pathetic ending. I mean, I damn near cut the kicker unless he's real well known and good. Like, you pull that garbage to end the game, that little can't get it. I don't know what that was. I didn't even know it was a rule.
Oh, the kickoff.
Oh, the kickoff. To watch it blow the whole comeback. I mean, no time goes off the clock. Get the ball at the 40. That was sayonara.
Gave him 15 extra yards. Yeah, that's a joke.
Pathetic. A lot of pathetic stuff by Arizona, really. The timeouts they were using. I mean, it was ugly, but yeah. Anyway.
You know, Thursday night games are often kind of ugly. That one was real ugly until the fourth. I mean, well, there's finally some action in the fourth quarter.
And then I also noticed.
Yeah, I don't understand. That guy hit a 72-yarder in the preseason, and then hopefully he knows the rules and he just bleeped it up. But yeah, that was like that. I mean, that changed everything. The game was basically going into overtime, and then next thing you know, Darnold, all he has to do is make a completion or whatever, and then, you know, game over. But I mean, the Cardinals shouldn't even have been in that game. I mean, kudos to them. But really, Seattle dominated that. It was a snooze fest up until the end.
Yeah. Kenneth Walker, nice pair of thighs on him. Nice pair of thighs.
All right. Kenneth Walker makes Art's all thighs team. Got it. That's a good news note.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, thighs are important for a running back. You know, you really.
Is there anybody else? Is there anybody else on the Art all thigh team?
Currently, no. He just really popped today. You know, I was watching and I saw a couple runs. I said, "Wow, those are some nice, thunderous and strong-looking thighs carrying the load." And,
are you peeping calves at all on anyone?
I haven't noticed any recently. I'll let you know on the next time I see them. Yeah, it's just when they pop. You know, I remember as a young kid,
Say Quad Barkley's got to be up there just for how much he can press just with his legs. And then also I'm thinking Maurice Jones-Drew's got to be up there.
Well, of course. Yeah. Sorry. I was thinking of like current day guys. I could start going on some old guys. Yeah, we can talk quads and calves all day, boys.
Biggest legs of athletes of all time.
Off the top of my head.
Oh.
Yeah, we've had a segment on Cal Raleigh's dumper a couple months ago when he was he just hit his 60th home run. Shout out to Cal.
Is the dumper really that? I've never really actually looked at his butt. Have you ever looked at his butt? Is it a big?
I'm sure Artie has. Art.
I will say on Pat McAfee's show this morning, I had a hearty chuckle. Somebody was on there and they're arguing about who should be MVP. And the guy just so pissed. He's like, "Oh, you're telling me Kyle Rayleigh should be MVP because he's got a fat ass and the team wasn't good for 20 years?" And he was saying it's Aaron Judge, obviously. So yeah, I had a chuckle. I didn't know.
Judge is still the favorite, but I don't know
how did that work?
Well, I don't know if it'll be voter fatigue. I think Judge is better in all categories other than home runs. Judge missed a little bit of time, but dude, you have a switch hitting catcher. Like when you factor in, as a guy that had to play catcher because I was so bad at hitting once they started throwing the curveball, catching is like, I think pretty unarguably, other than, I don't know, maybe shortstop or center field or whatever. I think catching is the hardest position to play defensively in baseball. So to be doing all that behind the dish, calling the game, blocking balls, doing all that stuff, and to hit 60 home runs, and he's a switch hitter. I mean, I feel like if I had a vote, I would probably give it to Cal. But yeah, right now in Vegas, Aaron Judge is the betting favorite.
I wondered if that's just because of the Yankee name or something. Because, like you said, Cal Raleigh's a plus catcher defensively. And that makes all the difference in the world, especially now. Next year, it's going to change because of the robot umps that just got approved for the strike zone. But if you could frame, and Cal Raleigh has a hose, and he's hitting 60 jacks, and he plays every day, I mean, that's incredible. There's no way he shouldn't win the MVP,
I think why it is it might be the Yankee name. Also, I think Aaron Judge is beating him in average on base percentage and slugging. Oh, yeah. So he does have some categories in his favor.
By long ways. It's not really close in those.
No, I'm not sure that's true. I think I saw Cal Raleigh has more ribbies, I think, possibly.
Yeah, I think he does. He might.
And I guess that's not even valued anymore. Like it's all F war or whatever the hell they have now.
Oh, I hate war. If you talk about war, I tell you get out of the room.
Someone's frozen on video, Artie.
Yeah, he's in Mars.
He's walking on the moon.
Mars. Sorry. I was thinking when you mentioned the automatic strike zone, that's got approved next year, which I'm sure it's not even going to be for I'm sure you're not going to be able to do it for that many pitches. Have they said or the rule around it yet or no?
No, it's I heard Brian Anderson talking about it. They announced the full on plan tomorrow, but it's either going to be for every at bat, every hitter, or it's going to be for they in the minor leagues they switched it up. Like some days it was only for a couple innings or something. I don't know the format yet. They're going to announce it tomorrow.
My main thought was that's probably good news for the Giants. I know a lot of us kind of semi have a soft spot for Patrick Bailey, but how about we actually get a catcher that might be able to hit, and maybe he can complain his way out of town and talk about how he's not going to be valued anymore because he's so good at framing that. He brings it back in, and he's really good at it. And so, yeah. Anyway,
he did have two of the best walk-offs in recent memory.
I know, that's why it's hard to say it. It's like a little bit blasphemous. He was kind of and he does feel clutch. I'm not even going to lie. You do kind of – he's got a little bit for me of that Crawford feel where I kind of, I've given him a hard time a lot. I don't actually think Crawford was as good as other people think. And I certainly was frustrated at how much he couldn't hit, but in a big situation, I wasn't really mad when Crawford was up. I was like, all right, I think we got a shot here. And I do, it's nice to have a player that does that when they're 190 hitter. At least you have confidence in the clutch.
Yeah. Buster Posey said the Giants are in the memory making business. So without winning, we got to have those big walk-offs over the course of a year, even if it doesn't equate to a playoff berth. And yeah, Crawford definitely had a bunch of those. I'd say he was a better hitter than Pat Bailey. Pat Bailey was hitting 180 for the first half of the year.
Was awful this year, really.
He was horrible. Second half, he's been decent, but
it's people say he's decent. And you look at his numbers; it's still 700 OPS, 220 average.
Yeah,
and they're all pumped. I mean,
not even 220, dude.
No, I don't mean for the year. I mean,
in the second half.
His big second half was not quite big.
Dude's really on fire. He's hitting 220 in the second half. Yeah, that's kind of been the squad this year.
Yeah,
I think Devers during his hot streak was hitting 420. In the last few weeks, he's probably sub 200. This guy strikes out every AB, or he hits a jack every few games.
They hit 235 for the Giants or something, right? Am I making that up?
Yeah,
low,
right?
Right?
I know he's right at 250 for the whole year, and he came over at 268 or
I think
something.
for the Giants, he's something around 235. Pretty bad.
That makes sense.
The standards
Zach,
for
what are your
average.
thoughts?
The standards for average are just an absolute joke. I mean, just baseball is so much different. I forget what thread Artie was talking about this. Oh, I think it was with Sal and Hank, but just talking about how Moneyball came up, and Artie was like, like, granted, yes, they were able with lesser of a payroll to exploit the insufficiencies and do some sort of, whatever crap that they were doing, but Artie basically said something flippantly like, yeah, but it also ruined baseball in the process. And I mean, that's really what it's come down to. Nobody's trying to hit for contact. People are so god awful at getting runners home from third with less than 2 outs. Nobody knows how to bunt. The whole sport is you either strike out or you hit a jack. And the whole curve for average is the biggest joke in the world. Again, like a guy hitting 250 is like one of the studs average wise on your team. It really kind of did ruin baseball because it's not as fun to watch when you're just sitting there. Granted, remember that ad when we were kids from ESPN, Chicks Dig the Long Ball with Maddox and Glavine or whatever? Yeah. I understand that home runs are exciting and that's what, people like to see, but not when everything in between is terrible baseball and a bunch of strikeouts and walks or whatever. I mean, when the home runs hit, it's once out, however many at bats. So anyways, I was just commenting on that based on like what you're saying about average, that like the skew of what used to be like Tony Gwynn hitting 350 compared to guys now hitting 250 or getting praised. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, I spoke about this recently, but the whole idea of an approach and a change of approach and adjustments doesn't really exist anymore in the MLB. And that's especially stupid, I think, if you're the Giants when you play in a park that isn't very friendly to high launch angles and either strikeouts or jacks. When no one's hitting jacks or only a couple guys on your team are legit home run hitters, not every guy on the team should be just swinging for the fences every goddamn pitch or on with 2 guys on and 1 out or less than 2 outs. There's a runner on third. They don't get that guy home a lot of the time because they don't adjust and they don't switch their approach. And that shit's been driving me nuts. It's something Farhan implemented, and it's been going on still this year. I know Buster doesn't like that, so I want to see a big change in that these coming years, because the Giants can't play like that. It would be smart of them to play like old school baseball, manufacture runs, and have good pitching, because it doesn't make sense what they're doing.
Yeah, well, when you guys won your 3 fluky titles, I think your home run leader was like Buster Posey with like 18 or 25 or whatever. You guys were not hitting a bunch of jacks. You had Scutero and all your other guys out there just manufacturing runs. And then you did it with dominant pitching.
Exactly. That's the formula there. It still is for this team. They were different than the rest of baseball then, and they need to continue to be different than the rest of baseball. Farhan tried to, emulate other squads and programs, and it doesn't work there. It doesn't work at our park.
Yeah, just get. I mean, especially with how hard it is to get pitch hitting. I mean, everybody talks about it, but Giants should just really stay with that construction. I mean, that's the way to do it. Just pay pitchers. Don't, you can miss on 1 or 2 even damn near. You got to just have a good 3 pitchers in the Giants. I mean, that's what every team should do, really. I don't know why every team isn't just focused so much on their staff. I mean, God, you got 3 good pitchers. You're contending every year.
And bullpen's huge. Bochy won.
You're right. The game's changed. The game's changed. Yeah. Those arms.
And you guys have your 2 hitters now. I mean, that Devers thing, I don't think could have been much better for you guys, because that's the kind of guy that would not sign with the Giants, but you got him and Adames, and so you have your 2 hitters. Now put some scrappy guys all around him and then just focus on your starting pitching and your bullpen.
Right. You need guys to shorten up and be able to hit for contacts and get base knocks in clutch situations, or even just hit fly balls for sac flies when there's 1 out and a guy in third, or, go the other way to move the runner over. It's all simple stuff that used to be taught and used to be pretty easy for good hitters in baseball. Now no one does it, and it makes it a much more frustrating game to watch.
Yeah, I think it just really lessens the entertainment value too. I mean, I think some people would argue with me, and I think sometimes I view sports in a lens that some people just disagree with, but like, I don't think home runs are that fun to watch either. Like, people say home runs are so exciting, and they're like, yeah, game-winning home runs are pretty exciting because they're walk-offs or whatever, but like, a solo home run in the third inning is like, yeah, all right, that was cool, but like, I'd much rather watch 2 singles, a stolen base, a double. Small ball is actually pretty damn entertaining to watch, at least for me. You got people on base, you got drama, you got things going on, you got plays that certain people are supposed to make, you got what Jake's talking about. Can this guy get this person over? Oh, are they gonna bunt? Like, small ball used to be, to me, super fun. I'd have opinions on what that should be done, and I would argue that they could have done this, should have done that. Now it's like that whole aspect is almost moot, and you're silly for talking about it. Like, what do you mean suicide squeeze? Who the fuck, it's like nobody would even consider that. Now it's just go hit a jack. And it's like, I'm a little confused at why people think that's entertaining too. It's just like, no, that's boring. Strikeouts and jacks, like, both are boring. Unless it's like Lincecum striking you out. He was pretty fun.
Well, you must be a dumb motherfucker if you think you can hit a home run, strike out 5 times, and that's a good game.
Exactly.
I think it's bullshit. You're not fooling anyone. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Tell him, Will.
Will be
Tell
rolling
him,
over
Will.
in his grave.
And I don't think many people do think it's entertaining, dude. I think that's why they lost a lot of viewers. I think it's GMs and stat geeks that work in front offices said that's the smart way to do things. It'll, that way you can devalue players, get them, I don't know, the value per stat compared to how much you have to pay, blah, blah, blah. And it was just this whole equation. It started with Zach's Moneyball motherfuckers, and then went down into. Yeah.
That's how this convo started. Yeah, fucking Moneyball fucked it all up.
Fucking Moneyball.
And
it got their team driven out of town because no one wanted to see that shit.
How many titles did Moneyball get?
Exactly.
0.
It all ended with the worst trade in the history of any franchise. Fucking John Lester in the middle of a fucking playoff run. What a stupid trade that was. Anyway.
Smart. They needed a horse.
Oh, God.
They needed a horse. And
the heart, the joy, everything. He was just in the center of everything that happening.
Talk about thick thighs. Yoenis. Whoo! That boy had a rump on him.
And a cannon.
That's a good one.
An absolute cannon.
Beautiful. If we're gonna go baseball, nobody's topping Bo Jackson.
For thighs? Oh, those are God-given gifts right there.
Bo Jackson's thunder thighs. I've got him as numero uno if we're playing the thigh game list.
Albert Bell.
I'll take his thighs over anyone else. Who?
Albert Bell was nice.
Some nice thighs.
Ooh, good.
Ron Gant.
Albert Bell. Good.
Ooh, Ron Gant. Yeah,
Ron Gant.
Those were good
deep
thighs.
pull, but it works.
If you like him a little thicker, Mo Vaughn.
Mo Vaughn, real thick, real nice. Cecil. Cecil and Prince.
Cecil.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, guys. So October 1st is decision day for the Warriors. They need to get this Kuminga thing figured out. No one likes to talk about it really because it's so old and everyone's getting sick of this shit. What the hell's going to happen? They haven't made any additions because they're waiting on this contract to happen. And I think they have Horford who's ready to sign, and Melton who's ready to sign, and did Seth sign yet or no?
I don't think
no. So it all depends on what's going on with Kuminga. Is 2 for $48 with a team option unfair? I think that's more than fair. Sign the goddamn contract. Let's get the season started. What do you guys think?
I don't think he's going to sign that contract. I think he's going to get a player option, or he's going to sign that qualifying offer and just take his $1 million for 7 years.
They're not going to offer a player option. There's no way.
And
Steph never got offered a player option.
I think he's going to just take that. I think he's going to just make that weird decision and just take the 1 year.
Take 7.8 or whatever the hell it is.
He is stubbornly. That's like
so weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's betting on yourself, I guess. But then does he expect to have the next team pay him $40 million a year and he misses out on that 2 years?
It's kind of weird too because there's nothing to bet on. He's not going to get the ball.
He's not going to play.
He's going to play. I don't know. He's in a tough spot. Tough spot, kid.
Yeah. So I don't know what the hell's going on in his head. I mean, sure, you've been screwed by the Warriors. They're offering you more than you're probably worth at this point than the market dictates. So I don't know. It's just driving me nuts. The Warriors have no one signed, and even Jimmy Butler's asking about it. And media day is on Monday. So
well, I don't think here's the thing. I don't think at this point, I think he's gonna bet on, if I had to guess how that's gonna go down, if the Warriors don't budge, so the offer right now is 3 years, $75 million, right? And a team option for the third year. Basically. If the Warriors don't budge, so if the Warriors don't budge on the third year being, and I agree with you, if they didn't give it to Steph, they're certainly not going to give it to Kuminga. So I think at that point, what it's going to come down to for Kuminga is he just doesn't want to play for the Warriors. So I think he's going to bet on himself. And first of all, to turn down $75 million, like in our world, is just nuts. But in the basketball world, $8 million for this 1 year. I think he'll take the qualifying offer for $8 million, play this year out. Then I think he'll bet on himself again. I think he'll sign with a team that guarantees his role. And then I think he thinks he's going to ball out. And then he'll get a fat ass contract either from that team or another team after not this year, but next year. Now, again, you're risking having a season career ending injury or whatever. But that's what I think what this comes down to right now is that Kuminga does not want to play for the Warriors. I don't think he fucks with Kerr. I don't know how he is with his teammates, because I've honestly thought to myself numerous times when all this comes up, because it's a constant talking point. As you said, Jake, people have been talking about it ad nauseum. People are tired of the shit. Even Warriors fans don't even really understand what's going on or why. And I've thought to myself, if I'm Curry, aren't you calling JK? Now, I know you don't mess with other people's money, but don't you call him and go, JK, come on, man, sign the deal or do, whatever. But so I don't even know how his relationship is with his teammates. I'm sure it's not as bad as it was with Poole and Draymond Green, but I don't even know how much they all get along in that sense. So that would be my guess, is if the Warriors don't budge on the player option, and I don't think they will, I think he'll take the qualifying offer, bet on himself this year, sign with somebody that's going to guarantee him the role that he wants. And then after that next year, because maybe he'll sign for like 10, 15 million, depending on how he does this year, but just a 1 year deal. And then after that, look for his big payday of like a 5-year contract.
Well, that's a hell of a theory. And I mean, that sounds like that might happen. I just don't understand. It doesn't seem logical to me to do that. But, because everyone wants to be safe and get the money while they can, because big injuries happen. Everyone's tearing Achilles and stuff these days.
Well, let me ask you this, Jake. If you were miserable with the team and your role and you didn't get along with the coach and maybe your teammates, again, I don't know the relationship between him and his teammates, but if you were miserable, would you want to sign up for 3 more years? I mean, $75 million is $75 million. Believe me, I hear you. I'd take that shit in a heartbeat. But in the basketball world, that's not a ton of money. If you look at the NBA contracts, mid-level players are getting like $35, $40 million a year.
I mean, he's not at the point to earn 35 or 40 a year from any team. No one wants to give him that yet because he's unproven. So I think if he
thinks that, Jake, he thinks he's probably worth.
The market
50.
doesn't dictate that. The market says he doesn't deserve that. He doesn't earn that yet, and he's not worth it yet. So no team is knocking down the door to try and get him for and give something back to the Warriors to pay him that much. No one wants to pay him that much. Not a single team in the NBA. So at some point you got to look at, hey, the NBA doesn't think I'm worth this much, so maybe I'm not worth this much yet. And that'd be a hell of a strategy to just bet on yourself for 2 years in a row, making a fraction of what you could make if you sign a 2-year deal. Because the Warriors are going to try to trade you I think if you actually sign that bigger contract, and maybe they play you a little more than you think, they're going to put you on the block, and I think try to trade.
Are the Warriors trying to do something big next year or something? Whenever I hear about and I don't stay with my ear to the ground that much. This whole thing has annoyed me. It's taken too long, so I've really kind of fallen off of it. But I keep hearing that the Warriors have no interest in the Sacramento deal because they have zero interest in Malik Monk. And every once in a while, I just get a little surprised because I'm like, his dollar amount isn't that high. It's less than what you're offering Kuminga. And he's pretty electric offensively sometimes. he definitely isn't like a consistent player, and he might lack defensively. I don't know his defense that much. I'm kind of guessing it's not that good, but I'm just sort of curious, assuming the Warriors don't have Kuminga for the long run, right? Assuming this doesn't go right, like, is the idea they're planning to sign another big name, or why are they so adamantly against putting money on the books for Monk, but not for Kuminga?
Because that trade comes with another Warrior. They'd have to trade Moody or something too.
Good riddance. I mean, you're not going to play him anyway. None of these guys play. I mean, basically, you get like a week to play on the Warriors, and then you sit for a month. So,
all right. Well, if that's your mindset, then yeah, I would do it too.
But, you know, I love Moody, to be honest, in some ways, but he is like a seventh man. But
yeah, but they don't want to get rid of him because Go ahead.
What? Any young guy on the Dubs, Art just goes, he's not going to play.
Well, and Moody and Kuminga are getting to the point where they're not young anymore. Yeah, they're not young. I mean, they've been on the team for 5 years.
Moody has no hair left. He looks like the guy looks super old and like worn out by his time in the Warriors. He looks just like done. You know, I think he came in as a 4-year college player. Is that true? I want to say that's true.
Yeah.
But I think he came in on the older side, and 4 years on his club, he's just like, good God. He's just been through the ringer. He grinds so hard at practice. You could just imagine he's a grinder, right? He's just trying so hard. And then, you know, he's like, damn, back on the bench, man. Man, that was a fun week too. Man.
Yeah, I mean, you know what really sucks? I mean, it wouldn't have really mattered, but I think the Warriors brass would have probably had a better idea of what they wanted to do or whatever. The Warriors fans really got robbed of knowing what this Butler, Curry, no longer having Clay, still having Draymond thing could have been when Curry got hurt in the offs. I mean, I just wanted to see what they would have done at full health, and you really have no idea. Now, you know, they beat the Rockets in 7 games, and the Rockets added Kevin Durant, so that's, you know, not going to be any easier than it was last year. But you have no idea what they could have or would have done if Curry had been healthy, and I think that they're sort of rolling the dice on that. But I think organizationally wise, like, you didn't have that opportunity to see the team that you have, because when Steph is out, you know, you have no chance. It's like losing your quarterback in football.
That's age, man. That's age, especially in the NBA. They're old, dude. And I don't think there's anything you can count on with that core anymore.
I'd say enough with the Warriors, man. This is repetitive. You know, there's nothing to talk about with these fools until they do something.
All right. Well, then let me ask you this. I was listening to local radio, and the question they were throwing out is, are you happier with the news that the Niners are 3-0, 2 of those wins being within the division, or are you depressed about the news of Nick Bosa being out for the year? Are you looking at it more glass half full, like they're 3-0 and whatever, next man up, or are you like, I don't think we can really do much without having the best player on our defense available?
Art, take that one.
Man, can your glass just be like
Art, for you, it would be like your boy CJ being out for the year.
But the Chiefs are 3-1. I know who Nick Bosa is. I know who the Niners are.
No, I'm just saying, like, put yourself, think about it like that.
I hear that. I actually, this is going to come from a place that I think a lot of Niners fans might disagree with, and I might just be wrong about, but like, I don't think Nick Bosa has been a disruptor in the way that people sort of say he is. And I think that, so I can't answer your question because no matter what I would, you lose the sucks, but like, but not half empty. I don't know. That's a really hard question. I think if you're a Niners fan, I would be feeling pretty fine. I'd be feeling like we're 3-0 and we got a shot to do what we were going to do anyway. So yeah, I guess I'm going glass half full. I think the Niners defense can sustain. I think Robert Saleh, just being such a good defensive coordinator, can allow them to continue to compete. And I think they're going to bring that energy. And really, this is coming from a little bit of a standpoint of a diss. I don't look so amazing anyway. So I'm just sort of like, yeah, I mean, I think that they can maybe continue to look close to what they already looked like. And now you're getting into a whole different conversation. Is this just an indictment on Nick Bosa? Like, am I basically just saying Nick Bosa isn't worth $20 million or whatever he makes? And I think that's what I'm saying. I think that he is not quite as good as he's made out to be. I think he's clearly very good, but I don't know that he's a game wrecker.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Nick Bosa hasn't lived up to the hype that was there. As far as sack numbers and stuff, he's not even close. I mean, PFF grades him out pretty well, and he's a force for sure. He's not that dominant kind of LT kind of dude on the edge like everyone thought he had the potential to be.
Doubled all day. The amount of attention that guy,
the best players don't generates. Care about that.
Yeah, the best sack getters are doubled. That's all the guys who get 18.
Bosa was wrecking shop before he got paid. The year that before he got paid, he was a game wrecker. I was watching Niners games and he was blowing shit up.
His rookie year, he was too.
He's totally. And I just think he looked a little less than that. But I don't know. It's certainly a blow.
Right,
don't get me wrong.
Big deal. Best player on your defense is out for the year. No big deal to you guys.
No, I think it's a miracle that we're 3-0. So
I think the Niners are going to be – I thought it from the beginning. Niners are going to make the playoffs. So it's a matter of, do we think they're going to win the Super Bowl? I don't know.
Well, the schedule's soft, no doubt. Yeah. Solid's back, which means there's way more confidence for me and a lot of fans and people in the defense, no matter who you plug in there. And you need the young guys to perform. You need guys that you didn't know at the beginning of the year to play, to step up and become people, to become names. And that's what it takes every team that gets good. You need those guys you draft to actually turn into somebody. And it looks like that might be happening, especially with D. Winters, the inside linebacker. And, you just need a couple of those other guys to really pop and flash for you. And Mustafa's coming back, the DB. Demo Nor looks amazing. He's kind of an underrated, stud in the NFL. And then
your boy Shanahan, bro. Shanahan looks amazing. He's calling good games.
Yeah, they're not scoring that much, but I think the defense has been the best part of the team. I mean, Mac Jones stepped in and has played damn good, solid ball, no doubt about it. You got backup tight ends looking good. Just doing enough to win.
Did I read that Mac Jones? I'm pretty sure Mac Jones is leading the NFL in passing yards per game.
Yeah, or rating or something.
I'm pretty sure he's averaging 280.
Well, I mean, Brock, the first game, I think, threw for 270. Did he throw for 270?
That's a little bit to my point. The Niners are just 275 because of the game plan, not necessarily because of Purdy. You get Mac Jones to do it, Darnold will do it, Brett, it's just like.
Yeah, I mean, totally. Kyle Shanahan's doing a bang-up job right now with a limited number of guys. But guess what? When you don't prioritize offensive line, you're going to get guys injured on offense. Yep. And when you draft Nick Bosa, who's had 4 ACL tears, maybe he might go out. So you're gonna have to risk those things.
I got to give you credit, Jake. Last time we were on this cast, I said, send me some numbers to back up your claim that Shanahan gets his players injured, and you sent something over with some stats that had him. He wasn't 1, was he? But he was top 5 or something.
It was every year except for this last Super Bowl appearance. They've been one of the most injured teams in the NFL every single year of his tenure, except for 2023. Number one in multiple years.
Do you know who leads the NFL? Do you know who leads the NFL in touches?
Christian McCaffrey.
Yep.
That's blasphemous. I know.
That's who was freaking out about his calf. Oh, you know how he fixed a calf? Let's feed this guy 35 times a game.
Yeah. No,
that's how you heal a calf.
I was saying it as a compliment to McCaffrey. He's not hurt. I was saying it as a compliment. I didn't realize you were going to use it as an opportunity to piggyback on Shanahan.
It's so bad. It's the only thing Shanahan's doing bad. It's ridiculous.
No, you trade for Brian Robinson Jr. You give him 3 carries a game. Well, I mean, what are you doing?
Well, they have no wideouts outside of Ricky Pearsall. They figured that they were going to rely on Kittle to take up some of that, and he's hurt. They have to throw it to him and hand it off to him. They don't have a choice. Where else are you going to go outside of Pretty Ricky right now, other than McCaffrey.
Well, I was saying you can get creative, put C-Mac in the slot, CMC in the slot, and have B-Rob in the backfield, or do like twin backs. And it seems like they're not doing that as much. It's just riding CMC, and they're not being as creative as I'd like them to. And so I think it's going to put more wear and tear on CMC. Obviously, he has the most touches, and a lot of them are rushes, not just receptions. So has nothing to do with receiving, in my opinion. It's just being his workhorse again. Because Kyle's such a head case, he needs his go-to guy in every play, and doesn't give a guy a breather because he doesn't have enough confidence.
Are you guys staring at Baron Davis this whole podcast? That's all I've done since we started.
Baron Davis.
Yeah, you don't see B Diddy in the background?
Oh, yeah, Monte. I see a nice Monte in the middle.
Yeah, but I haven't been staring at Monte.
I see Monte.
I see Monte. I just been.
I see Monte, Derek. I see Monte, Derek Fisher, and Steven Jackson.
Derek Fisher, that's cold. That's a cold one, Billy. You always used to say that about that.
Which one's Derek Fisher?
Like Derek.
Baron Davis.
I only see two guys.
On his right. No.
Oh, I see.
Stack Jack.
Yeah, Stack Jack. It's Stack Jack, Monte, and Baron Davis. Smitty.
I see Donovan McNabb next to Monte.
Come on, my boys, baby. Yeah, don't be hating though. This is a Smitty original.
Anyways, to your point, Jake. I mean, this has really been about the defense, and I don't know how much of that is Saleh being back, but between Mikael Williams and Bryce Huff, Jordan Elliott, I mean, those guys, along with, I mean, you expect this out of Fred Warner, D. Winters, and, you know, Luke Gifford's been good the times that he's been in there, and the defensive backfield's been good too. I mean, this has really been about the defense. It's not, the offensive line has not been great, even though CMC leads the NFL with 77 touches. It's not like he's been amazing, and he's actually dropped some really bad passes. And the quarterbacks, you know, I mean, between the two of them, they basically, like you said a little bit earlier, Jake, where you said, I'm astonished that they're 3-0. The offense has basically been doing enough to win, but the defense has been winning the games for them. And that's, you know, I mean, hell, we just talked about this with baseball. Pitching is the defense of football, you know, and so, you know, that's encouraging because as you get these guys, by the way, did you see the news that broke today? Ayuk's going to be out longer than expected.
Oh yeah. John Lynch said there's no timetable for his return.
Wow.
And they said that it was more than just an ACL. How are we just now finding this out that it was more than an ACL tear? There was more damage done to the structure of his knee.
I think we knew that.
The point is, as you get killed, no, that's the first time it's been said.
Oh, I heard ACL and MCL.
But further damage than that to the structure of his knee. I don't know if he had a fractured kneecap or whatever the bleep.
Oh wow.
I know because I didn't see it in any of his fantasy notes. I drafted him and he's sitting on my IR slot. But anyway,
yeah, he'll probably be there.
These guys back, huh?
He'll probably be there through the end of the year.
Yeah, he's going to be there for a minute. But as you get Ayuk back and Kittle's going to be back a lot sooner than that, it sounds like, then maybe you don't have to put so much of your reliance on the defense. But to your point, this has been about the defense so far with this 3-0 start.
This has been Robert Saleh's comeback. I mean, honestly, it's been that guy's a beast. Every Niners fan fell in love with the dude and wished him nothing but, you know, good luck in New York, which is
they hate him in New York.
One of the most malignant franchises in sports. So, I mean, who's going to do well there?
Quarterbacks and coaches going to die.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to accept those jobs, but he, you know, if that's the only one you get offered to, you got to take it, right? But
I got a question for you guys.
40 million. And by the way, before your question, or don't forget it, just to the point about New York, look at what Danny Dimes is doing in Indianapolis. Look at what Sam Darnold is doing both with Minnesota last year and Seattle this year. All these guys, they die in New York and then they go somewhere else and they're like, although Saleh might just be a coordinator guy. There are certain guys that we've seen over our 4+ decades watching football. There are certain guys that are just meant to be coordinators, and Saleh might just be one of those guys. But yeah, you're right. New York is the place where just everybody goes to die. Anyways, what was your question, Art? Sorry.
My question is, what is up with like Do you guys have a good explanation for why coaches feel like they have to lie about the progress of players? Like, what was the whole point? Like, what sort of edge did the Niners get by Shanahan being like, oh, he's ahead of schedule, we might even activate him before week 3, like early in camp? And then, like, then they slowly tell you, no, he's going to miss the first 6 weeks. And then now they're like, oh, well, this has been a huge injury, a ton of injury. And either is there, like, what advantage are other people getting, and why do teams do this so often? I don't even get it. I just, or is it just a Niners thing? I feel like Shanahan does it a lot. I feel like Shanahan never is being even close to honest about anything. And I'm just like, what's the deal?
It's
like, why? I don't get it. It's not.
It's like everybody. That. It's everybody. You probably just hear it more because you're in the Bay, but it's everybody. My theory on it is coaches do that with everything, and it's got something to do with something strategic, like not letting you know what to prepare for or whatever. Like they do it with quarterbacks a lot, where I know, I hear you. It's ridiculous. It should damn near be like something the NFL like starts banning. Like you have to be absolutely forthright with all the info. Hell, you and I lost a fantasy championship because we had no idea Steven Jackson was hurt. The guy nowhere on the injury report showed up on the sideline in a velour jogging suit. Art and I failed. And you know we lost to that year, Art?
Nah, I don't remember. We're talking over a decade ago, and it was tough though. Velour suit. That was a rough day in fantasy world.
I'll never forget it.
Was that with our league?
Oh yeah.
And
he
he started him and he put up a 0?
He put up a velour suit. The guy, no news and notes. I went to Z's house. We're so pumped to watch the game. It's like the last game of the year. It's like we need 18 or 13 or some like relatively doable but hard number.
This was Steven in his
just behind the team in a velour suit.
Steven in his prime.
Yeah, it was.
Run him out there.
Steven Jackson in his prime.
DNP for the championship.
On the sideline. Long dreads, backwards hat, velour suit. No news and notes. Was never on the injury report. Just your championship final in Pitt. Sayonara. Say peace out to it. I'll be looking snazzy though while I ruin your dreams.
Well, there have been some rules put in place since then. I mean, the NFL tries to get teams to say something, but it's like it's hard to catch teams lying about this stuff. I mean, I think they have to put out injury reports to the heads of the NFL, like when they happen, by the doctors, like actual,
in this case, do you think Shanahan was lying, or do you think he actually thought
it might be
back before the week 4? Remember,
he might have been overly optimistic, man. He might have not been intentionally lying. I don't know, but if the info they have, if what they've given the NFL is enough to just justify a lie, then they're gonna lie.
Yeah,
Here's the thing. We're talking the Niners just sold another minority share in their team at the worth of like $6 billion or whatever it is, which is crazy.
3.7%.
Which is crazy. What's crazy is that the Dallas Cowboys are worth $12 billion and the Niners are only worth $6 billion. I don't get that. That's neither here nor there. They sold another minority. Here's the thing. We're talking about a $6 billion organization. There is zero chance they didn't know 1,000% of the extent of the injury. So to answer your question, Art, I mean, Jake might be right. Maybe he was being optimistic, but what they did know was the full extent of the injury that John Lynch, I don't know if that slipped out, if he did that as an accident or something, but they knew everything about the knee as humanly possible. They know everything about every player that's underneath them. So they know, but I mean, yeah, maybe Kyle thought he was going to heal quicker. Who knows?
In my experience, I've heard John Lynch be way more honest than a lot of other GMs. He I think stuff does slip out just because he's not a bullshitter. I think Kyle, on purpose, loves to try and outsmart everyone and say just enough that he has to without getting fined. And, but he also, who knows? Sometimes I believe what he says, but it's hard to read that guy. He's a weird dude. Kyle's, sometimes I like him, but obviously I don't like him as much as a lot of other Niners fans. It's tricky.
Yeah, well, we talked about the schedule, and we'll see what Jackson Dart turns into. That's not till November 2nd, but you gotta win. And I would think if you're a Niners fan, you want to see a win a little less nerve-wracking as you've had the first 3 weeks at home against Jacksonville this week. But then you got 2 really big tests. Like if they end up going 4-0, congratulations. If you're a Niners fan, you're thrilled, you're undefeated, but you don't really know what kind of team you have. You will know what kind of team you have come Thursday, October 2nd at Los Angeles, which is Levi's South, and then at Tampa Bay the following week against Baker. Those are going to be 2 real measuring sticks of what kind of team that you have. Because outside of that, and I hate to do the schedule game, but Atlanta has looked terrible. Houston has looked terrible. New York's a dumpster fire. You're at home against Los Angeles. You're at Arizona. Carolina's looked awful. Cleveland has a great defense, but they have no semblance of an offense. Tennessee, obviously, it's going to take a minute for Cam to get his stuff together, the number 1 overall pick for the Titans. The Colts have been surprisingly good. You have Chicago and Seattle, but that's literally your whole schedule. So you don't even really have measuring sticks outside of Los Angeles and Tampa Bay. I mean, I guess you could say the Colts, but I think that fire is going to sizzle out a little bit.
Yeah, but okay, we also don't have a roster we can count on every week. The shit changes day to day. I mean, there's key players out every single game.
Hopefully you stop dropping like flies.
Okay, but it's been the kind of season where you can't count on anyone being healthy per, any given week or game. So I'm damn sure not looking ahead at the schedule with,
I hear you, but you
now
know what
Pearsall and Mac
That
Jones are also banged up. Like Brock Purdy might start. I mean, Mac might start. Who the hell knows what's going on with this team? So I just want to play one game at a time. Let's win against Jacksonville. I'll be at the game with the Come again?
Who's your third string?
Oh, some dude with a Latin last name, Gonzalez or Martinez.
You'll be at the game. You'll be at the game.
He'll be at the game. Maybe he won't be at the game. He might be on the practice squad again.
Let's check 49ers depth chart. 49ers quarterback depth chart.
Adrian
right now.
Adrian Gonzalez.
Curtis Rourke?
No. Who's?
Yeah,
that's
Curtis
what I'm
Rourke.
looking at.
No, Curtis Rourke. And
no, who was the guy who suited up last week? God damn it! All right.
I just looked at the depth chart and told me Curtis Blow.
There's no Curtis. The guy who suited up last week was like something Martinez or Gonzalez. I don't know what to tell you guys.
This guy. Oh. Can we talk about a real football team and a real football game? Because that's hot garbage is going to be going on Sunday morning.
Sure.
I mean, at Levi afternoon.
Yeah, go for it.
No, that's not hot garbage, but Jacksonville, not exactly your most exciting team. Trevor Lawrence, one of the most boring players in the NFL. Brian Thomas scared all of a sudden, doesn't want to play in the NFL. Interesting team right now. But what a Sunday night ball game we got, right? Some real football teams, some real football players. Mr. Patrick Mahomes against Mr. Lamar. Who's going to win that game? Let's hear it. Predictions, you two.
I want your predictions.
The
That's your
NFL.
spot.
My prediction?
Yeah.
We're gonna walk out of there. We're gonna squeak by. 23-17 Kansas City.
Low scoring, huh?
Yeah,
that's Monday night or Sunday night?
Sunday night, I believe. Unless I'm
Okay.
I could be making all this stuff, but I'm pretty sure it's Sunday night football.
The NFL has been crushing it with matchups. That Ravens-Bills game opening week Sunday night was incredible. This Ravens-Chiefs game is going to be real good. Patrick Mahomes, I believe, either for the first, second, or third time, one of those.
I made all
it
this
hasn't
up.
happened more than
Boys, I made all this up. Sunday, 1:25 p.m. Same time as your Niners. So
Okay.
Maybe I just thought it should be Sunday night.
It should be Sunday night.
But it's not.
Anyways, Patrick Mahomes, for one of very few times, no more than 2 or 3, if not, maybe this is the first time, and a underdog at home, as I believe the Ravens are 2.5-point favorites. I take the Chiefs in that. I think the Chiefs will win a close one. It'll be one of those Patty specials. He'll get a PI or a roughing the passer or something like that towards the end of the game, and the Chiefs will kick a game-winning field goal. But yeah, that's going to be much-watch TV. By the way, one of those
tried to act like Patrick Mahomes. That was the most blasphemous, casual. Oh, it'll be your typical Patrick Mahomes pass interference, roughing the passer, i.e., greatest quarterback in the history of the sport, better than Tom Brady, better than our GOAT Joe Montana. But you can't compare eras. Patrick Mahomes. All right, don't be disrespecting Patrick Mahomes.
How many of his comebacks are from PIs and from roughing the passers?
None.
Anyways,
how many? You could do the same thing to every quarterback in the NFL. No more of Patrick Mahomes. And Patrick Mahomes are actually more amazing because if you watched the game last week, Houdini out there escaping, rolling right, throwing 60 yards downfield, saving the game for a blatant PI. So I don't know what you want to say, but yeah, that play was remarkable.
Guys, breaking news. Adrian Martinez, Kansas State's own. 6'2", 220. All right.
Adrian Martinez, third string. Take notes.
6'2", 220, Kansas State's own. He's a rookie. All right. Back to Patty.
I mean, that's it. I was just fired up. This guy started talking about like his signatures, referees, man. It's like, you see the way Josh Allen gets the game called for him? It's the same thing. If you're a good quarterback, they protect you. That's a good
mashup of Josh Allen doing the same exact shit Mahomes does, like flopping and all that.
Tua because Tua's, hot garbage.
The Ravens though are kind of they came out of the gate looking great that week one and then gave that up in the most pathetic breakdown. I mean, King Henry has just cost them some
some
there, and I still think they're the most talented roster. So it's a big game for them. For both.
If let me finish. One of those two teams will be 1-3 at the end of the ball game.
Right.
So that's going to be important, especially like the Bills are probably thrilled watching that game because they're probably thinking about the 1 seed. Not that it really matters. Patty's beaten these guys on the road and at home, but for most of Patty's run here, it's gone through Arrowhead. And if they're 1-3, they're probably not looking at the 1 seed. And I don't know how good the Chargers are, but yeah, that'll be a hell of a game. I think it's going to be more high scoring than your prediction, Art. But and I also don't think that the Ravens, like I said, I don't know how many times Patty's been an underdog at home, but I don't know how the Ravens are getting however many. Their defense looks terrible. The Ravens' defense looks terrible.
Yeah. I mean, that Buffalo game, they just ran through those guys in the fourth quarter. It was something to watch. It's weird, though, seeing both of these teams as not very impressive squads. I mean, who is it? The Colts here in the AFC?
I think it's be patient.
Chargers.
Be patient.
I mean, I trust in Harbaugh, no doubt about it.
Chargers are good.
I'm fading the Colts 100%. Now their roster is talented as shit, but something's gonna happen with Daniel Jones, bro. Danny Dimes is not Danny Dimes. Now again, he could be one of those QBs that just was destined to fail in New York, and now he's hit his stride like Sam Darnold or whatever. But I do not believe in the Colts. And Jonathan Taylor has been a little bit of a glass slipper in his time.
That's true. But, I mean, PFF says the Colts O-line is the best O-line in football. And that's something.
Yeah, no, their roster's talented up and down. I'm not buying Danny.
Danny Dimes lightweight reminds me, not don't look like him or throw like him, but just, I don't know, he lightweight reminds me of Gannon. He just be out here kind of slippery, quick, throwing some darts.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's an insult. That's an insult to Gannon.
I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's fair. But when he's looking good, I mean, shit, he's been looking pretty good these last few games. I just mean,
no turnovers. I believe he has 6 touchdowns, 3 on the ground and 3 in the air. Yeah, it's been impressive stuff. Pittman's the number 1 wideout, and like I said, their defense and the offensive players, even outside of Pittman and Jonathan Taylor, they've got a very loaded roster. But
yeah, I mean, I watched their entire game.
Who have they beaten?
Tennessee.
Did they beat anybody good? They beat the Dolphins. Tennessee?
Last week was Tennessee.
Oh, well, they're crap.
I'm not saying Tennessee's like a powerhouse. I'm just saying that's literally a team they beat.
Well, Tennessee and the Dolphins are both winless. So what's their other win? Now I'm really not believing in them.
No, week 1 they beat a really good team or someone. Who was it? No, that wasn't week 1. Was it?
They didn't punt.
Oh yeah,
yes,
the Dolphins were supposed to be good. Now that we realize they're garbage.
Yeah, hot garbage.
Yeah.
By the way, that Monday nighter is going to be a hum daddy. It's Dolphins Jets. Come watch 0-6 combined football, boys.
Well, that's the fake one. That's the 4 p.m. one. It's the fake one. The 5 p.m. one, isn't that the real one? They both suck though.
Oh, they got a doubleheader again?
They got another doubleheader?
And they're both pretty bad. The 5 o'clock is Cincinnati at Denver. Sunday night will be good. We got Michael Parsons in Dallas. That's the big one.
Oh, that'll get the people talking. Yeah. Okay. Well, the Hum Daddies are going to be out at the game Sunday. If you two want to pay a lot of money to watch the sorry ass Niners offense.
Sorry ass Niners are undefeated.
I know. But we don't even know who's going to start at quarterback. We don't know who's going to start at many positions. We don't know what our receiving room is like. I hear Jennings is officially out. I don't know. Pearsall is banged up. Who the hell knows what we're going to see on Sunday? But I like our defense. Oh yeah, but Nick Bosa's out, so we'll see.
Are you bringing the wives? Are you bringing the wives or just
no? It's the fellas. Just the fellas. It's a boys' day out. Come join us tomorrow. I'm with Ted Ramey and our boy Paul McCaffrey for a U2 show live at 3 p.m. We're gonna compare Bay Area teams to U2 albums and kind of get a musicality, intellectual vibe going with Bay Area sports. So let's see how that goes, how that works. I think it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be 3 p.m. live tomorrow on the Hum Daddies YouTube. So I'd like to thank Artavon and Zakariah. Any last words from you guys?
Nah, just always a pleasure. Enjoy chopping game with y'all.
No doubt. All right, y'all. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. Hum Daddies, take it easy. Have a good night. Peace.
Peace.
Holla.
How the hell you get